What's up guys, how's it all going? Today I've decided, as it started clearing up a little bit, to take my girlfriend's car out. She drives a 2002 52 plate black Audi TT. It's the 180 brake model, which is not the 225 obviously. The reason for that is we did insurance quotes on the 225 and the 180. The 180 was half the price of the 225. Half the price, so why would you buy the 225 now? I know what people are thinking, oh, the 225 is better, blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, it is. I've had a 225 and I really liked it. But when your insurance is half the price, why would you bother? So that was a massive factor we had to put in. So finding a 180 in black was quite a hard thing to find, but we did it. Obviously the difference between the 180 and the 225 is, you know, brake horsepower, but the one thing that I do not like is the one exhaust at the back. One exhaust on the back of the car. I can't stand it. I think it looks bloody horrible. I don't know, why would they do that? Why don't you just stick the other exhaust on it? They obviously went to some sort of great lengths to, you know, put one exhaust on the back of it. Why don't they just put two? Just keep it to two, I don't understand. But that would be my only beef with this car, which is fine because the rest of it is perfect. 6-speed gearbox is absolutely smooth and lovely, goes straight into gear, absolutely beautiful. Clutch is beautiful, acceleration, everything's beautiful, brakes are beautiful. So in that sense it's absolutely perfect. I just don't like the exhaust on the back, which is a little thing, but it's something that you have to see every day. Like when you look at the car, you have to see it. So I don't know, that's the only beef I've got with this car. Now, this one in particular has done 134,000 miles, which is, you know, about right. So what is it? Say it's a 12, 13-year-old car. So yeah, 10,000 miles a year is about right. And in that time it's been serviced, it's had this, it's had that, which is all good. So we got all that when we purchased the car. It's all good. Problems. Now, from my own experience from driving and having one of these, I had a 225 when I was when I was 20, and my one every month before I got paid would break. So I would be constantly putting MAF sensors, coil packs and stuff like that on it, constantly going into, you know, garages. I even took it to Audi because I was just fed up with, I thought I was getting messed around by garages, and it was just a problem that kept on happening over and over and over, and I never got to the bottom of it. 1 month it would be fine, the next month 3 would go, 3 MAF sensors all in a row, like that, which made no sense to me. I'm not sure why it did it, but thankfully this one, touch wood, there's no wood in here but we'll touch it, has not had the same problem, which is good, because as I've just said, every time I used to get paid it went wrong, or just before I got paid it went wrong. So it would run on 3 cylinders, it makes stupid noises, blah blah. So yeah, as I was saying, because the my phone just shat itself then and decided it just didn't want to do anything. Yeah, every time I used to get paid it would just decide not to work. Being 20 and having 2 years driving experience, my insurance was £180 a month. £180 a month. Now, you know, I used to know people that drove 106 GTIs that would, you know, they'd pay $3 grand a year and stupid things like that, and it always, why would you do that? And then I was stupid enough, I suppose, to go and do it myself. But it's what I wanted at the time, you know. When you're 20, you only go to work to do whatever, or you're 19, you only go to work to bloody do whatever, don't you? So it's fine. Now, from going from that one into this one, I can already tell that this one is so much nicer. I wanted a black one at the time. black ones were so much more expensive than silver. I had a silver one, and they were just so much more expensive. 3 grand more made no sense whatsoever. So to finally have a black one sat on the drive's quite nice. This has the same interior as my one. It's the grey leather with Alcantara centre, Alcantara suede, whatever the bloody thing is, and I prefer it over the black interiors leathers, because the black interior knees always seems to go absolutely knackered so quickly. They seem to crack and just look so much more aged than this interior does. Obviously I would have loved a black car, red leather, and you can buy these, you know, with red leather, that's fine, but they're hard to find and they're more expensive and blah blah blah. And I think, don't quote me on this one, that they were only in 225s. Not sure. Leave me a comment if you know or whatever, because I haven't got a fucking clue. But I've only seen red interiors in 225s. Now, driving along, it's absolutely lovely to drive. Drop it into 6th, absolutely beautiful. When you want to come and stamp on the throttle, I feel there's a little lag, but not enough to warrant any sort of, you know, writing a letter home about it and all this shit. Being a 180, I do feel that it gets to a certain rev rate, part of the rev range, and it has nothing, so you're better off changing gear. So if you drop it to 3rd, you get a nice little turbo sound, little dump from the engine, probably won't be able to hear that, but this sounds better than my old one. Not sure why, but the turbo seems to be more whistly. Whether that means it's going or not, I'm not really sure. It doesn't feel like it's going. Doesn't sound like it's. That doesn't sound to me like it's going. But to me, this sounds nicer than the 225 I had. But this hasn't got. This is a completely stock car. No modifications. No nothing done to it. So maybe that's a 180 thing. I actually don't know. Maybe it's the one exhaust on the back of it. I don't know. But I prefer this sound. Now, what gets me is Audi were able to put this engine, the BAM 225, not this engine, but the BAM 225 engine, in their S3. That was cool, you know. At the time, VW made the Golf, the Mark IV Golf GTI. Why didn't they put the BAM engine in that? There must be a reason. I don't know what the reason is. I'm sure someone on YouTube is going to be able to tell me what the reason is. Now, don't get me wrong. The S3 was, top of the range, for that shape Audi, and then obviously they came out with the R32, which is fine. But was the R32 a rival to the S3 in a way that? Because I think the S3 was better. I think, but they're not worth as much. It's crazy. Like the R32s are worth so much more than an S3 of the same age. It makes absolutely no sense. So, yeah, nice little trip along some back roads on the Isle of Wight. This has a very nice, my one didn't have this, a very nice Bose sound system, which for such a small car, amazing sound in my opinion, absolutely beautiful sound. The sound system I had in my one was absolute pants. I couldn't believe it. Oops. Also, you wouldn't have seen that. Old school army truck with a caravan on the back, very cool. Yeah, my old one had probably 2 speakers in it, sounded like crap, and I always wanted one with Bose sound system, so to have a go in one with a Bose sound system is fantastic. It really, for the size of the car, it really does the car justice. I think it's really, that's well put together in my opinion. Problems. Every car's got problems. Sensor. Right now it's telling me the oil light's on. The oil's fine. It's not leaking out the bottom of the car. So, common fault? I've heard it's a common fault. Oil sensor. Leave me a comment, let me know. Because I don't know. So it's beautiful through the gears into third, up into fourth. Very, very nice power delivery, but I do feel it does miss at top end in the gears. But that'll be down to brake horsepower, I'm assuming, because I'm only going off what I remember from my 225. Four-wheel drive system. That's another thing with the Mark IV Golf. Why don't, you know, the R32, yeah, it's four-wheel drive, that's fine, but why don't they just take this flat platform and put it in the GTI? Why don't they make the GTI better at the time? I know people are going to say because they bought the R32 out, but what about the people that wanted the turbo but didn't want the bigger engine, the 3.2? Were they going to Audi instead? I don't know. At least there was the choice. So, yeah, going through the gears, really, really strong. You know, it's not the most powerful car in the world. It doesn't need to be, because I feel the four-wheel drive and the size of the car really motors it down the road, which is nice. And wind noise for you know, a car with it's got pillarless doors. I think the wind noise is really, really, it's good. It's really well manufactured, the word is. And the aircon has just been regassed, so it's absolutely beautifully cold in here because it's really muggy and horrible today, and I don't like it. Why can't it just be sunny? If it's going to be sunny, let it be hot. If it's crap weather, let it be crap weather and freezing cold. That's fine. It's just fine. Things I would do to this car. Now, I personally probably wouldn't touch it. I have had friends that have had these on air ride, had them on coilovers and stuff like that. Reading up at the time when I had mine, the four-wheel drive system doesn't like it. Does like it. Wider wheels at the back, you know, different offsets, different, you know, widths on the back, all this business just upsets the four-wheel drive system. Whether that's true or not, I've never done it myself, but that's what I've heard. Don't quote me on it though. But I'm sure, leave in the comments below if you think that's right, if you think it's wrong, you know, put your point across. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Boot space. I think the boot space is all right. It's really shallow. Back seats, it's a 2+2. Does that mean that there's no back seats because you shouldn't use them? I mean, I stupidly have had two fully grown men. I've had two fully grown men sat in the back of my old one, and I couldn't drive properly. I thought it was bloody stupid. Why? I can understand if you want to put your kids in the back of it, but is anyone really going to put their kids in the back of it? I'm sure it's there just in case, but I'm not sure. Looks nice though, I suppose, to pretend you've got back seats. Yeah, the only thing I would actually do is replace the exhaust and maybe, yeah, air filter, something like that. Nothing too major, nothing, you know, dumping all over the place, fucking all this, you know. You don't want it all over the place, do you? Just a nice little flutter, or, you know, whatever, however it works. Exhaust, dump valve, you know, or recirc, whatever that sort of thing does. Bloody hell, this road's bad. Off-road is four-wheel drive, don't worry. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out, here comes the plug, FYD Apparel. That is my clothing company. Put together about 5 months ago. Always wanted to do a clothing company. I just think it'd be awesome to have my own brand, so to say. So yeah, check out fydapparel.bigcartel.co.uk. there's a link in the description, there'll be a link at the end and stuff like that. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you on the next video. It should be with a modified car, which would be very nice. Cheers guys.